In this video, I'm going to show you and teach you my top 5 drone moves that I use again and again, no matter what the location, no matter which drone I use, I always use these top 5 moves. Let's get into it. Now it's very easy to produce boring drone footage. It's going to be boring for you to watch back, boring for your kids, boring for your dog, boring for the audience. We don't want to produce boring, we want spectacular footage. We want something which is different and looks great. It doesn't matter about the drone, it doesn't matter about anything. And it also doesn't matter about location. Sure, we all want to travel to these stunning locations because already you've then got a head start. Some of these areas that you could go and shoot in look fantastic. But often we can't just go to them places, maybe due to money, maybe due to commitments in other areas, maybe due to time. But we can make the most boring area look good. And it's just been able to actually use different drone techniques, different flying techniques to make that footage look brilliant. So if you can master these top 5 drone moves I'm going to go and show you now, then you can make any location look decent. It's just about practice, practice, and practice. So the first one, which is the most obvious one and the one I use a lot to open a scene, to set a scene, is the opener. Now this is fantastic because it's easy as well. So get your controller. Now what we want to do on this left stick here, this is where we're going to increase and decrease that altitude. We're not even going to touch this stick. It's all about this one. So the opener will set that scene. So have some kind of separations between the area you want to film and just something in front of it. So that could be an object, it could be a tree, it could be a person, it could be a building, anything. And then imagine it's a tree. So you're gonna have that drone really low as you can get, maybe a meter off the ground. And then what you want to do is just simply push up on that left stick. And then this will then rise. And then as it rises, it will then show that scene. It's a fantastic shot. What speed should we do it in? So sports mode, don't do it in this. I mean, this is not a rocket taking off. Cine is going to be too slow. So normal is the best one for this. So set that to normal and then just get good at literally rising up there. If you can't do this shot, maybe drone footage isn't for you. But I mean, the main fundamentals from this is when you're rising up here, if you move this stick any way to the left or to the right, it's game over. You need to start that again. Now keep rising up until we can see that scene. We're not going 100 odd meters in the air. We just want to actually capture the actual area that you're in. So a rise shot, rising from low to high to show the audience that scene. Simple, effective, brilliant. So now you're in that area, we're at an altitude, call it around about 50 meters, depends on the area that you're in. And the orbit shot is a fantastic shot to do. Now this doesn't have to be a full circle, and we certainly don't want to fall into the trap of using quick shots only, because quick shots, circle can be done, but we're better than that. We want to become the expert, the master at this. So how are we going to create this orbit shot? So for this orbit, we could go anti-clockwise or we could go clockwise. It's about mastering both. Now it's also going to enable you to use this controller, but you've got to be good on both of these sticks for it to work. So if you want to go anti-clockwise, first of all, you want to get your controller, and then on the right stick, we would press diagonal left. And then on this stick, on the left stick, we would press diagonal right. So it's two opposites. And for clockwise, we would do the opposite. So we would go one this way and the other one this way. Now, once you've got your drone moving, don't even think about moving these sticks, because this one, it needs to be set. So as the drone starts to rotate, you need to just keep your thumbs locked in position and you're not going to move them at all. You're not going to sneeze, you're not going to cough, you're not going to look at someone go past, you're going to do nothing. You're just going to concentrate here and then just don't move at all until you've got that drone in a nice orbit. Now we don't want this to go full 360 degrees round because that will be boring. So you just want to set it off, maybe a 4 or 5 second shot, that is enough. Now what about the speed for this? So again, it depends on the area and what you're trying to get. So say it's a tower, you want to orbit around a tower. So sports mode, again, it's not great because if we're doing an orbit on here, we're going to make that audience dizzy. So the best speed for this, I find, is either cine, slow it down, have it nice and controlled, and then move on and practice in normal. But cine is going to be easier for you because it slows the whole drone down. The whole flying experience is slower, so practice in cine first, and then once you've got that, move into normal. But the orbit is a fantastic shot that I do again and again in loads of different locations. I do it clockwise, I do it anti-clockwise, I do it high up, I do it low, I do it around people, around objects. It's absolutely brilliant. Now, I'm sure you've seen Top Gun where he buzzes a tower. It's a fantastic scene. Now, we don't have an aircraft, unfortunately, to do that, but we have a drone. So by flying fast and low, it creates multiple illusions which look fantastic on film. So it not only creates motion blur because we're really low and traveling fast, it also creates that illusion of really fast speed and the element of, are they going to crash this? Oh my God. And so the idea is to get really close to something safely, but you know it's not going to crash. You know that height. Now, the faster the drone, the better. If you've got something like this, a Mavic 3, then you're going to be able to create a fantastic shot. But you can do this on any. So you could do this on a Mini 2, an FPV drone, rapid, that's going to look even better. The Autel, you know, it's similar to the cine mode at the moment for me. So at the moment, just use whatever you've got. It's about practicing. Now, be aware, sports mode on any drone turns any sensors off. So it's about your judgment call. I can't tell you the exact height to go. It's about kind of getting confidence, okay? I want you to increase your confidence, and when you do so, these shots will be better. So in this example here, there's a ship in the distance. So I'm just gonna get my controller and I'm just gonna go full pelt towards this. So this is gonna create this illusion that I'm really close to the ground, so everything's moving super fast. I've got an ND filter on, I've got all my settings dialed in to increase and add more motion blur just by my pro settings. And then as soon as I get near this ship, I'm going to increase the altitude slightly as well to have this illusion of it's getting really close to the ship, and then it'll just take off just as it gets nearer. It's a brilliant shot. You can do this going forwards, you can move backwards. It's about increasing that speed, getting close to something. It could be the ground, it could be over waves, it could be flying towards something. But I know from where I'm positioned, I'm not going to hit this ship because I'm higher up than it. But when you look at it on the actual camera, it looks, because it's moving so fast, it looks even lower than it actually is. So the top-down shot is a classic. Again, another one I always do. So you can customize this within your settings, so you can just press or double click the FN button to quickly have that gimbal tilted down. Now you're going to have your drone looking and pointed down, so have something which looks interesting. We don't want to see grass from 20 or 30 meters in height. That's boring. We don't want to see sand from, again, 20 or 30 meters. That's boring. Have something interesting. So maybe if you're just in quite a crap area, but you've just got like a stream, be pretty high up, be 100 meters in height, have that drone gimbal pointed straight down, and then have some motion. So just move either forwards or backwards or one of the left or right directions. And then you can add some motion and it will make that scene look better. If you're in a better area, then brilliant. Have it on the edge of a cliff. Have it showing different locations. Have it over the sea from a high altitude. Mix it up. But the top-down shot is a fantastic shot. Now you can vary this and make it even better. So say you're really high up, 120 meters in height. You're pointing straight down to something. It could be a tower, it could be a hole in the ground, it could be the sea, it could be anything. Just decrease that altitude in normal or sports mode, and then it will just capture this great illusion that drone's free falling straight down. Brilliant. Now, you might not be very good at multitasking, but you need to be good at multitasking when you're flying your drone for sure. So, us flying DJI drones, we have fantastic gimbals on here. The gimbal, the camera on here, no matter which drone you fly, it's brilliant. We also have a fantastic controller with this gimbal slide wheel on the top. Now it's for you to master and be an expert at putting all of this together. Now we can do this on any drone. The Mini 2 does exactly the same. So it's about flying your drone. So as you're flying the drone forwards, maybe you're increasing altitude, maybe you're decreasing altitude, you also want to be doing the same or the opposite on the gimbal as well. So for this example, think of something in the distance you're going to fly towards. So let's just say a large tower. I flew this recently on the Mini 2. So as I'm flying towards the tower, I'm actually decreasing the gimbal as well. So I'm going to lower that gimbal down. So as I'm flying towards it, so I'm just going to press up on the right stick. I can, if I want, I can lower the altitude as well. I could increase the altitude. I'm not going to do either. I'm just going to fly towards it. Now as I'm flying towards it, I want to turn this gimbal wheel here and I want to pan that gimbal down. So it's all about having this and this working simultaneously. Now the best way to achieve that is to get really good on this gimbal wheel. Now you want to be really smooth and controlled on this gimbal wheel. So we don't want really fast movements on here. We don't want fast and slow. We don't want slow then fast. It needs to be all completely consistent. So a turn on here, nice and smooth, will get it going brilliantly. And you will see a huge improvement if you can get good at multitasking, increasing, decreasing the altitude on the drone, whilst also being able to rotate this at the same time. Is a massive difference. Now these are the 5 moves that I do all the time. I'll do more videos coming soon on extra ones, on some bonus ones, on some more tougher ones for you to practice as well. But having these 5 different moves perfected in your arsenal is going to take you from being quite boring pilot to just basic to something spectacular. It's about becoming that expert. You need to become the expert. So by practicing, go and take your drone out, get a full battery charged, and just write down these 5 moves and then go and perfect them. And then it'd be really interesting to see how you can get on. All right, so I'll wrap it up there. So let me know in the comments down below which of those 5 is your one that you need to go out and practice, or which is your favorite one out there. Hit like if you've not done so already. It helps the channel out so much. And if you're new around here, please consider subscribing. We do loads of different filmmaking and drone tutorials, techniques and reviews on this channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care.